Hey guys, I'm Vito. I'm excited to be here. We're finally opening our doors after a few months of us trying this solution within our agency and with beta testers, and now we're ready for you. So sit tight and we're going to walk you through whatever we have so far. We're still building this solution and we're still expanding this every single week. There's a huge roadmap ahead of us, but we wanted to wait until this solution actually works, until we have all the basic functions that will help you save a few hours a day and get to that sweet deposit faster. So join me as we walk through the plugin, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works, what we have on the front end, what we have on the back end, how it's going to look from your point of view, how is it going to look from your client's point of view. So let's just dive in. Alright, so we're gonna start from this screen, and as you can see I already installed the WP feedback. If you haven't, you just click on add new and upload the file after the purchase, and right now I'm going to activate it, which is going to redirect me to our back-end onboarding process where I'm going to add my license key and validate the domain. That's it. Right now the domain was validated on our side, which means that you can use the plugin as you will, as long as there are enough available domains within your license. So right now it's asking me who should comment, and I'm gonna choose admin and editor, and I'm also wanna allow guest mode. This means that people can create tickets even without being logged into the website, and this is a great feature during development or on staging environments, but not so much for live sites because you don't want random people leaving feedback on the website without being logged in. So once the site goes live, people need to log in to give comments, and that's pretty important because you don't want random comments on the site. Right now I am going to allow this. Next. Perfect. Now we need to choose which notifications should our users receive. And these are the global settings. So this means that whatever I choose here will give the option to all of the users on the website to choose from. This doesn't mean that these are going to be forced on them, but it gives them the option. So if I'm going to tick this off, send email notifications for every new task, this means that other users can't even choose whether to receive it or not. They're not even gonna see this option. So I'm just gonna keep all of these on. Also, something to realize here is that the last two notifications, the automated reports, the daily and the weekly reports, if I tick them on, people will not be able to choose whether to receive them or not. We're basically forcing these on our clients just so that they can receive the reports that we want them to receive. Great, let's click next. And now we have a short video, a 6-minute video that is basically showing you how to use the plugin and the basic functions and workflows. Please watch that and let's rock. Great, so now we're in the back end, and we also have a short video here explaining all of these kind of different ways on how to use the plugin because we don't have any tasks. But before we dive into the back end, I want to start actually from the front. So now that we landed on the front end, we have another wizard. This is the front end wizard, which will be shown to every single user that is visiting the website for the first time. We're basically recording who this user is and which notifications they want to receive based on the options that you decided to give them on the back end wizard as you installed the plugin. I'm just gonna keep all of these on and move on to the last step, and then again I have a short video here explaining our users how to use the plugin, but it's basically very simple. Simply click the plus icon and choose any element on the site, front or back, to create a ticket. Great, let's start. Great, so now that we landed on the front end, we can see that we have a basic theme here in place, but the plugin will work with any theme or page builder that is currently out there, and we keep adding to this list if there are any restrictions or any adaptations to be done. So let's dive right in. I'm just gonna click the plus icon and choose any element on the website to leave my first comment. Let's say this one. Please change. That's it. This ticket was created, and now I can go through these options here to see what else I can do. So I can choose who should be notified. I want to notify the client about this one, so I'm just going to tick this on. And also we can see the urgency of the task. We can see the status of the task. So this is an open ticket. We can pull in a screenshot with just one click. And we can also see some technical information as to when this ticket was created right now using this screen size and using this version of Chrome by me. If I don't want this ticket, I can click delete and I can delete it right here, which I'm not going to do right now. So let's just add a few more stickers here just so that we have some stuff to work with. So let's say I want to change this and we want to have a logo. Right? I can also upload a file. So I created something here. This is actually a GIF. And perfect. Let's also go inside and remove this comment. We can also request content or add content. So for example, this is the content for this post, but you can click here and upload a file with our content. There we go. If I'm gonna click this, it's gonna download it straight away for me so I can see exactly what I need to do on this one. Great, so now we have a few stickers sprinkled around, and if I'm gonna click the sidebar, we can see all of our stuff right here. If I'm gonna click each one of them, it's gonna scroll to where it is and open it for me. So I can close and open from here, just so we have a very, very efficient workflow as we're doing revisions, adding content, and providing support on the website. While we're on the sidebar, let's explore the options that we have here. So going from the top, we can see all the tickets that are on this page. We can see the tickets that are on other pages, or all the pages, which are currently only on Hello World. These are the only ones that we created right here. And we can also see tickets that were created on the backend. Right now we have nothing, but we're gonna see how that works in a minute. If I'm gonna click them, if it's not on the same page, it actually did. It refreshed the page and it opened it for me if you're clicking through from the All Pages tab. And that's how you can navigate between tickets throughout the entire website. No matter how many pages you have, you're always in control about where the task is and what needs to be done. Looking at the bottom part here, we can see the general task. The general task is not bound to a div. So if there's a request that is generic for this page, for example, I don't need this page, please remove this post. Now, it's bound to this page particularly, but not to a certain div within it. So we can create tickets that are more generic in nature and just talk about different stuff around the website. Let's say the ticket is not about a specific page even, I would just do this on the home page. As you can see on the sidebar now, ticket number 6 is now marked as general. And if I'm gonna click it, it's just gonna pop this open for me so I can comment, sure, and move on. Next up, we have show tasks, and if we're going to click this, it's just going to hide everything. So if you want to see the text below the tasks and the stickers are hiding this from you, you can just go open the sidebar and show and hide tasks as you will. And we're also going to see how to do this on or off by default on the settings screen in the backend shortly. Also, we have the show completed. In order for us to see some completed tasks, we need to finish some tasks here. So let's do that. First, we want to see all the tasks, and let's close ticket number 4 and ticket number 5. Complete. So now it's marked as done, and we're going to do the same thing for ticket number 5 here. Perfect. So we can see that they are both done here, and because we just did that, we can see them. But if we're going to refresh the page, we're not going to see any of the completed tasks. This gives you the ability to just scan through a page and see what needs to be done right now. Let's do that. So you can see these are now hidden. And if I'm going to click here, I can still see these tasks, but in order for me to actually see them on the page, I need to click show completed, and there they are. Clicking on them will just push me to where they are. I can click through, open, I can reopen them if needed, and continue working on certain tasks here. Next up, we have the go to the dashboard, which is going to take us to our tasks center in the backend. We're going to see this shortly. Let's move on to these guys. Daily report. When I'm clicking this, it's just going to shoot out a daily report of all the tasks that were created in the last 24 hours, just so that you can see what needs to be done. This is great for revision rounds. So if you want to do all the stuff, keep the notifications off for new tasks or for replies, and then just shoot out one email with all the stuff that your client needs to give you. You just need to click daily reports, and it's just going to send one email with a list of tasks that they need to do. They're going to click on each one of them, and it's going to take them exactly to where they need to go. Another option here is the weekly report. So clicking this, like this, will give us 24 hours back. This will give us 7 days back. So clicking that will do the same thing, only for 7 days. Great, so now that we know how it works on the front end, let's see how things are looking on the back end. So let's go to dashboard, and now we can see what we've seen before, which was completely empty. Now we have all the tasks that we were working on. We can click through. As you can see, it's extremely fast, a lot faster than any solution that is currently out there on the market, because our game is to save you time. And if we're not going to be efficient on the way that you can manage the stuff here, we're kind of missing the point. So this is really important to us to keep the speed up, even if you have hundreds and hundreds of tasks per website. Okay, so let's explore the backend and see what we have here. So we're going to start from the left and go to the right. So here we have our filters options, so we can decide which kind of tasks we want to see. So let's say we want to see only tasks that were created on the front end. We can click on page, and now we can't see the general task. In the same way, we can see the general as well. We can also choose which status of the task we want to see here on the filter. So let's just see the completed ones. Perfect. Now let's see the open ones. Great. So now we know what we need to focus on and what needs to be done. Next up, we have the urgency, and I don't think we set this up, but we can go to low, and we're going to see all of them. And if we're going to choose critical, which we don't have at the moment, we're just not going to see anything. And again, we have the users, so we can choose the ones that were created by Vito or the ones that were assigned to the client as well, as we can see right here. Another cool option that we have here on the backend is creating general tasks. So I can click here, and then I can choose which page or post this task should be associated with. And this is going to pull all of the pages, all of the posts, including custom post types that you may have right here. Going to the right side, we can see our task attributes. So let's go to this task, for example, and if I'm going to click on open tasks page, it's going to open the task in a new tab, so I can see exactly what I'm talking about and where this is positioned. Going back here, I can see additional information like the screen size, the browser version, who created this, the user IP, and the task ID, which is basically the post ID here. We can also change the status of the task. So let's say this is done. Let's mark this as complete. And we can also change the urgency. So this was pretty critical. So let's change this to this. I can also delete tasks from here and choose to notify, add or remove users based on the WordPress users that were created on this particular website. On the top end here, we can see the daily report and the weekly report in the same way that we've seen on the front end sidebar, so that we can click one click and we're going to send a report from the last 24 hours and a report from the last 7 days. Before we move on to the settings screen here, let's see how we can create tickets on the back end. So let's go to our dashboard, and let's say that we want to delete this comment, or we're not sure if we should delete this comment. We can just click this button right here and create a ticket on it, please. Done. So exactly in the same way that we did it on the front end, we can do the same thing on every single page within the WordPress admin. And this is a game changer. Our goal is to become the way you communicate with your customers. So we're going to keep building features that will allow you to control the entire process of communication from the moment that you started the website all the way into the ongoing support process on care plans and so on. Another example is explaining UI for different plugins. So WooCommerce just updated their dashboard here. Brand new page. So let's explain some stuff in here. Here you can see how much money you generated, right? Or the customers can tell us, I think something is wrong because this is on 0. Let's just see one more example. So let's go into one of our posts here. So we have hello world. And as we can see, the focus key phrase is missing. So let's create a ticket for this. And we can even do this and send it directly to the SEO guy. All right, perfect. Another cool way to use this is, for example, when we're going to go to the dashboard, I can tell my customers, do not touch the update screen. Right. Another thing that I can see here is this notice. Let's create a ticket on this notice. We need to get an SSL. Right? I can do this for hours. There's so many possibilities, just the same way as you would literally have the customer sitting next to you, pointing at the screen and telling you what's up. Let's explore the settings screen so we can see the different options that we have here. So we're gonna start from here. We can see that we validated our installation. Right now, no one can see the license, even if they click this, and it's also locked. So if you have any kind of password tools on it, it's not gonna change this automatically. If you wanna change this, you're gonna click here, but obviously you wouldn't wanna change this after you installed the plugin properly. Also, we can enable or disable the plugin just with one click here. If you wanna close revision rounds, this is a great way of doing that without deactivating the plugin. We've already seen the ability to choose which user roles are able to comment, and we have guest mode allowed, and we can turn this off if we want. We can also decide to show task stickers by default. So as we're starting, we want to have this ticked on because it's a great way to educate the customer on how to use the plugin properly. But as we have hundreds of tickets on the page, maybe this can be a bit overwhelming. So you have the option to just tick it off, and the tickets will not show as you load the page. Just gonna turn it back on, and let's see this in action. Let's go to the front end, and we can see we have some stickers here on the page, right? So if I'm gonna go back here and tick this off, save changes, and refresh the page, we can see that we can't see anything right now. And as soon as we're going to click any of these buttons, the tickets will appear. So if I'm gonna click this, there we are, so we can start working. Also, if I'm gonna refresh it once again, disappeared, click the plus icon, and now you can see what is going on. You can click the escape key to turn off commenting mode. Another cool feature is that, let's say we have something happening behind this little widget right here, and this is kind of hiding it from our view. So we can just grab it and drag it wherever we want. As soon as we're gonna click the sidebar, it's just gonna snap back so that we can see what's going on. Click it again and snap it back. Just gonna choose the same position in terms of height based on it. Go back to the settings screen. So we've seen the show task stickers by default. I'm just going to take this back on. Remove font awesome script. So if you already have font awesome installed as part of one of your themes or one of your page builders, this is just a way to remove the conflict. Because we need them as well. So if you already have this, you can tick this on, and this will avoid the conflict of having the script installed twice. Another thing here is remove backend commenting. So let's say you don't want to allow people to do the stuff on the backend. You could just tick this on, and it's just going to hide the sidebar, our widget, from all the different pages on the backend. Here in the middle, we have our white label area and our customizations. So we can choose to replace this logo right here with any other logo that you may have. Let's just do that. We're going to click on upload image, and I think I already have something here. Awesome logo. And perfect. Ideally, you would want to make sure that this is the exact dimensions. Only once I click on save changes, it will update this. We're gonna do this shortly. So we uploaded the image. Now we're also gonna change the color. This is going to change the color throughout the plugin, front and back, including all the email notifications that are being sent out. So that makes this, I don't know, nice and pink here. Right. And we also have the option to remove the powered by link. So this will remove the WP from WP feedback here. So it just says feedback, and on the front end it will remove this section right here below. And also on the email notifications, we have a little link at the end. It's going to remove that as well. So let's see how this looks. We changed all of our white label options. Click save changes. And there we go. We have the logo right here. Everything is nice and pink on the front end. If I'm going to click on this, you can see that all the stickers are now with this color, and on the sidebar we don't have the link here below. For now, I'm just going to click reset plugin settings. Continuing down, we have the customization. So we have our user roles, and this allows us to create some magical things in terms of how each and every user should be using the plugin. So because I already installed the plugin itself, it knows that I am a webmaster, and it assigned me here as the website builder. But on the front end wizard that we've seen before, as soon as someone lands on the website without being the person that installed the plugin, it's going to ask them, who are they? are you the website owner, the client? Are you the webmaster? Or are you any other people? So for example, the SEO guy, the person that is in charge of the content, shop manager, translator, anyone else that is using the website that is not the webmaster and that is not the client. And based on that, they will get different allocations and different restrictions as to how they can use our features. What you're seeing right here is the ability to change the labels on how they name themselves. So by default, we're calling them client, website owner, webmaster, and others, but you can choose to change this to SEO guy, others, or SEO guy, SEO, translator, and 3 dots, whatever. And this will show this to them as they're going through the front end wizard. And also they can choose to change these from the user profile within WordPress. So let's open this in a new tab to see how that looks. You know what, I'm just gonna save changes so we see this in action as well. And I'm gonna refresh this one. Scrolling down, there we are. We have our options here, including the changes that I just did. So we can choose the different user type, as well as the notifications that this specific user will receive. Going back to the settings screen, we have our notification settings right here. So we can choose which email every notification is going to be sent from. By default, it's going to choose the admin user here, but we can choose to do whatever. Hello. We can also decide to send email notification to a specific address that is not associated with the user. This is perfect if you have a support desk. So for example, we would put our support email here. And this means that we're going to receive every new task and reply nested within our support desk straight away, all organized right there, so we don't need to change our workflow according to it. Also, we have the global email notifications that we've seen on the initial wizard. And finally, we have the default users. This is a great way for you to kind of systemize the way that you're working with your client. So by choosing the webmaster here and the client here, client name, for example, this means that when a client is creating a ticket without being logged in, as the guest mode is on, it will identify the user as this particular user. So this means that they will get all the notifications. It's going to save their name on the ticket so that you know who this came from, even without them being logged in. This is it for the settings screen, and let's move on to integrate. So let's say you're using Basecamp or Trello or Asana or whatever. You have your support desk or any other kind of like tool that you're using to manage your projects and manage your customers right now. You can integrate WP feedback through Zapier to make sure that everything is being recorded in one place. And all you need to do is just click on Start here and follow the instructions on the screen. Next up, we have the support here. So if you need our help, we are here for you. So all you need to do is just go to here, and first of all, you're gonna have a bit of a video to train you on what's going on. You can jump into our tribe on Facebook. This is where the action is. So please come on in and join the conversation here. And also we have some initial troubleshooting here that you can look into. But if you still need our help, we are here for you. So by using this form, we're already going to collect the user ID and the email to notify you directly on here. Again, we're trying to save as many clicks as possible and to help you systemize your workflow to save you hours and hours and hours every single week. So you can tell us what's up, you can write the message right here to modify this if needed, and you can insert the site health info if you already have WordPress 5.2 and up. To get this info, you just need to click here. It's gonna open this thing, copy this guy, and paste it back. This will allow us to know which PHP version you have installed, which themes you have, which other plugins you have, all of the different details that we need to make sure that we have zero back and forth with you on this thing. And that's it. This is what we have so far, but every single week we keep adding more and more and more features, more and ideas. And just so that you know, all of the features that we created so far are based on user feedback. So we're listening to you, especially at this early stage, and we want to know what do you need in order for you to include this tool within your workflow. There is a public roadmap that you can find right here on the support, public roadmap. You can look into what we're working on right now, what we're going to be working on next. We can see that some of the translations are coming up next. We're working on a centralized area. This is going to be a huge kind of update here, as well as you can add your own ideas here. And we're reviewing this on a weekly basis and adding stuff to the queue as we're releasing more and more updates on a weekly basis. Perfect. Thanks for sticking around. And now the only thing left to do is click the red button here below and you're going to be redirected to the pricing area. I understand the value of having you at such an early stage, and I want to give you as much as I can at this point, just so that you can come on board and become part of the family. So once again, click the red button here below and I'll see you there.